Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of All the Mods 6. How are you guys doing today? How's life? If you guys remember last episode we worked on our reactor area and the only thing that we're missing in order to make antimatter is the SPS chamber. And the only item that we're missing for the SPS chamber is plutonium pellets. For plutonium we're going to need an isotopic centrifuge, which we cannot make. Yes, I have a gas tank. There you go, isotopic centrifuge. And one PRC. The way that we get plutonium pellets is not that different from how we get polonium pellets. The only difference is we need to change the solar neutron activators with an isotopic centrifuge. And that's it. And of course we should be incredibly careful not to break anything by accident. And I think we can just connect it like this. Yes. And since we do not have any waste in the tubes, I think we can just break you, right? Nothing blew up. I upgraded the centrifuge and now we need to provide our reactor with a little bit of fuel and just activate it. We should get some waste. Yes. And it is being processed by the centrifuge into plutonium. In order to process the plutonium into plutonium pellets, we just need a PRC with water and it will give us spent nuclear waste. So the setup is exactly the same as polonium pellets with the PRC. So we just put it over here and we just need to give you water. That's it, right? I do understand that this is very janky wiring, but I'm doing my best in order to use the current setup that we have for polonium in order to get plutonium pellets. So the thing is, we have this PRC which is using power and water in order to make polonium, and I'm using the same connections in order to make plutonium in another PRC. And the waste is going to go inside the main pipe, which leads to the waste barrels. And we should be okay. I put some fluorite dust, and if we turn on the reactor, we will know soon enough. Are we good? Yes. Seems so. And we have our first plutonium pellet. It's going to take a while. Yeah, I should not be worried. This seems to be stable. Okay, we're good. Okay, so we do have a slight problem. I do have maybe 2 stacks of plutonium pellets, but it's taking a very long time. And the reason is, I'm not burning the fuel fast enough. I am generating a lot of fuel. If we come here, you might notice, if I manage to get in, you might notice that I'm generating fuel at a rate of 3 or 4 buckets per second, and I'm burning it at a rate of 22 millibuckets per second. And that's garbage. And we should remember that in order to make one SPS casing, we need 50,000 millibuckets of nuclear waste. So that reactor needs an upgrade. It does not need a huge upgrade, but we're going to increase the size by 2 blocks in each direction. Since we are going to cool it down using water, we are not going to have more than 75 of these fusion fuel assemblies. And if I add 10 more rods, it will be 69? Yeah. You're gonna love that number. Like the other 2 reactors that we made last episode, we're going to try and cool them down from the bottom, because we can hide the pipes. So our maximum burn rate is 69 millibuckets per tick. You're going to thank me for that number later on. And can we burn at 30? Yes we can, that is good. Can we also burn at 50 or that's too much? Yeah, that's too much. I think what we're going to need is that we need to add more coolants. That's it. So can I burn at 40 or no? I can. Good. Although this number is yellow and I'm not sure if it's okay to be yellow or not. It's fine. We just YOLO. I'm actually okay with this. We're generating plutonium at a very fast rate. Although faster plutonium means more waste. I need more waste barrels. Because I think some of them are half full. Yeah, like this one, or this one, and that one. Actually, most of them. The steam tank gets full, so that means we're not transferring the steam fast enough. I'm not sure if it's because of the pipes or there's a limit on the quantum entangloporter. Let us try that. If I directly hook it up to here, and hook you up directly as well, will it work? Yeah, actually it's now slightly worse. There is a limit on the quantum entangloporter. This is very weird. Without the pressurized tube, it's not functioning at all. So one thing that I had no idea is a thing is that if you want to export something into the quantum entangloporter, you can just hook up the quantum entangloporter to an output and you will get infinite amount. But if you want to pump it out of the quantum entangloporter, you actually need a pipe. I had no idea. And since there's a limit on the pipes, I had to add another channel for another quantum entangloporter, which is steam 2. And that could handle the entire steam that the reactor was producing. And the reason that the reactor is off is because I think we have enough plutonium. Yeah, we have 275 left. And I have already made 8 ports and 2 casings. So we're doing good. We just need polonium. And what we're going to do is that this pressurized tube does not have any waste in it. So I can break it, right? Yes. And I can just hook it up to you. Are we good? I think. Yes, we are making polonium. And just in case you're wondering, with the changes that I made to the quantum entangler porter, the turbine is making 1.8 million RF. Alright guys, I have a good news and a bad news. The good news is I think we have all the polonium and plutonium pellets in order to make the supercritical phase shifter or the SPS chamber over there. However, when I went to the wiki to understand how I should make the multi-block structure, I noticed that it's going to consume a tremendous amount of RF, like 30, 40, 50 million RF per tick in order to make 1 millibucket of antimatter. And the recipes actually get slightly worse, so you need 1000 millibuckets of polonium to make 1 millibucket of antimatter, then you need 1000 millibuckets of antimatter to make 1 pellet. So yeah. We won't have the power, but in any case we are going to attempt and try to make the structure itself. I'm going to make 8 supercharged coils, and we have only 6. It's fine, we were out of circuits. And I have no idea how many casings we can make, but here it goes. It's not the best. Oh, we're out of HDPE. Okay, that's good. Because I do have the pellets, but not the sheet, so we're good. So how many can we make? Okay. I don't really know how many casings we are going to need, so let's make the structure and see how much we're missing. We need to start by making a 3x3 structure in the center, then we add 3 blocks to the sides like so. So we come up with something in the shape of a star, and then it has to be surrounded by the casings. It's exactly the same as how you would make the fusion reactor from mechanism, but I think it's 1 block bigger. That's it. Something is telling me that we do not have enough casings, but we will know soon enough. Or maybe we do. I don't know. Yeah, actually we do. We just need 4 more and we're done. There you go. It formed. And if that is the case, I can make 2 more ports. So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to put 1 valve for polonium. I'm going to put 1 more valve for extracting antimatter. And then we're going to have 8 valves for the lasers. So this is how it's going to look like. Fine. The thing is, I have some extra casings and maybe we can just switch the bottom with casings instead of glass. I am missing 4 blocks. Okay, let me get those 4 blocks and I'll be right back. Actually, while we are waiting for polonium, we can put the lasers like this. This is going to be for polonium input and we can set this one to output, right? For antimatter. And since we already have the setup for it, we just need to hook it up to the solar neutron activators. And that's it. Right? Yes. We are almost done. 1 more pellet. Good. And here is the multi-block structure. We should be operational. I'm not exactly sure how the power situation is going to work, but for the moment we're going to have 1 quantum entangler porter on each side for each of the 4 lasers. And let's give it a test. Then we will figure out how everything is going to work. We just need to extract the waste. Are you making polonium? Yes. It's beautiful. Did we run out of power? Did you make it already? Oh, you made 8 millibuckets. And I think we're out of waste. Yeah, we're out of waste. That was fast. And if that is the case, we need to start running our new reactors. I need more water. Okay, this setup that we have over here for coolant is not very ideal, because the sinks do not have a limit on how much water you can extract from them. The pipes have a limit. So we should have much more pipes than sinks. So maybe we're going to go with something like this. Or maybe 1 more. Yes, exactly. We have 14 ports for inputting water and we have only 5 sinks. That's a good ratio. Although an ideal ratio would have been 5 sinks to 20 ports, but my reactor isn't big enough. I can't make that many holes. But let us give it a test. We can go as far as 30, right? Can we go to 55? I don't know. Yes, that's also fine. I let it run for a while and it seems it's safe to operate both reactors at a rate of 55 millibuckets per tick. However, we're producing too much steam and we need to take it out. So I need more channels for the steam. I made 2 more channels for steam and that is the maximum amount of steam that our turbine can handle. And if I have not made any miscalculations, I think we are fully operational, so I can do some explanations. So basically what it is that we are trying to do over here. We have 2 reactors, they're taking water and fissile fuel and they're giving us steam and nuclear waste. We're using the steam in order to generate RF using our turbine, which is generating us 4.5 million RF if both reactors are operational. I'm glad I made that miscalculation because I thought it's going to make us 2 million RF per tick maximum. So we're generating double that. However, the nuclear waste actually goes down here into the barrels, then we're converting that into polonium using solar neutron activators, and the polonium gas goes inside the SPS chamber, and using tremendous amount of energy, we're converting it into antimatter. What can we do with the antimatter? Well, we can make a device called antiprotonic nucleosynthesizer, and we can get resources. For instance, if we give it coal, it will give us diamond. It's not technically worth it because you need 200 millibuckets of antimatter just to make one diamond. The other use for antimatter is that in a chemical crystallizer, we can make the pellets. And the pellets are actually the ones that we're looking for because they are used in making the gravitational moduling unit for the mecha suit, which gives us creative flight, and also the supermassive QIO drives, which gives us 16 billion units of storage. Also, there is a teleportation unit for the mecha tool, which I think is just like the wand of traveling, so we might not get that. And finally, it is also used in making the creative essence. That's the uses. The way that the SPS chamber or the supercritical phase shifter works is that if you provide it with a lot of RF, it will convert polonium into antimatter, and you provide that RF using those lasers that you see over there. The more lasers you have, the faster the process will be. You can have one laser or you can have 40. I don't know, you can go crazy. We have 8 of them and it's consuming 26 million RF per tick in order to operate. And basically what I'm trying to say is that this is super expensive. Anyways, that is the gist of everything which is going on in this room and everything that we have done with mechanism so far. But you might have also noticed a slight issue. This guy is going to generate us 4 million RF per tick. This is going to consume 26 million. There's a gap of 22 million RF per tick and I have no idea where we should get that. One thing that I know is that I do not want to make a fusion reactor from mechanism because that is going to cause a lot of lag, and I don't think we are going to need a constant supply of 30 million RF per tick because this guy, the SPS chamber, does not have to run at all times. How much antimatter we need? I think what we need is a supply of 2 million RF constantly so that we can bank it in our induction matrix. All of that being said, we have a control room. Let's use it. We are operational. That is nice. And we should also probably check. Nothing is exploding, nothing is blowing up, everything is fine. Yeah, we're good. And this is beautiful. After observing that beautiful SPS chamber, now you have the opportunity to observe my beautiful face, which is covered with a mask, but you know, I just wanted to let you know that we have a slight issue. So normally when I cut the video, the gravity of the situation is not that visible, but the thing is, last episode, which for me was yesterday, I started the day with 75,000 ingots of uranium. How much do you think we have right now? 3,000. And it's dropping. The quarry has been operational the whole time, and unfortunately it seems we are consuming a little bit more than we are producing. And if I was not clear enough, that little bit is 72,000 ingots. Our biggest consumption of uranium is to get yellow cake so that we can make the fissile fuel. We are not consuming all of that because some of that is being used in order to fill in the buffers of the pipes, but we are consuming most of it. So basically what I'm trying to say is that we need to fix uranium, and I don't know how. Of course we can get a uranium B and call it a day, but maybe we can try to quadruple ores using mechanism? I don't know, maybe that will help. For ore quadrupling using mechanism, everything starts with a thermal evaporation tower. Hello? You're lucky I like turtles. I highly doubt that we need the maximum size, but here it goes. We just need a controller, and I have never checked, can we put a valve in the bottom? Oh yeah, nice. And therefore we can give it water. And the thermal evaporation tower is going to take the water and give us brine, the fluid, and not the person. Depending on where you build your thermal evaporation tower, you already have a little bit of heat. So for instance, right now, we have a lot of brine, the fluid, and not the person. If we would have made it in the desert, we would have had more brine. If we want to have more heat, we can add solar panels on top, and if we want to have superheat, we just have to use a resistive heater. This is a block which is going to convert RF into heat, and we're going to set it at 1000 RF. That should be plenty of heat. And the heat is being transferred through a thermodynamic conductor. Yeah, you can see that the temperature is climbing. Very good. So what is the next step? The next step is an electrolytic separator, which is facing the wrong way. Actually, with the new mechanism, we can just set you to input, right? Yeah, exactly. I love the new mechanism. So we get sodium and chlorine. We will dump the sodium. Another ingredients that we need is hydrogen. So we need another electrolytic separator, and we're going to configure it for water. That will give us oxygen and hydrogen. We have the chlorine and we have hydrogen. Now we need to mix them in a chemical infuser, and that will give us hydrogen chloride. Very good. So you might be thinking that until right now we have done good, but the thing is we just made hydrogen chloride. We still need a lot more machines. So what are the other machines that we need? We're going to need a chemical injection chamber, a purification chamber, a crusher, enrichment, and smelter. That's it. 5 of them. And they have to be placed in exactly the same order which I just told you. The process of ore quadrupling starts in a chemical injection chamber, and that is the one which needs the chlorine. There you go. Not chlorine, I meant hydrogen chloride. Sorry, can I demonstrate this using an ore? We need to find a hole. Yeah, iron will do. So iron goes in, and we're going to get 4 shards. The second step is the purification chamber, and that one requires oxygen, and that will give us iron clumps. That's ore tripling. Then it goes inside the crusher, and we get dirty iron dust. Enrichment chamber gives us iron dust, and we just have to smelt it. That's it. We have the setup for ore quadrupling, and please ignore the building because I still don't know what I want to do with it, so for the moment it's just going to stay like this. I want to use this for gold and uranium. Normally when I want to distribute resources throughout the world or I want to transfer them transdimensionally, I use a network of ender chests, and of course this time I was slightly lazy, so it's janky wiring. But I was thinking, now that we have access to polonium and we can make QIO drives, maybe we try that, cause I really want to test it. It's not a very good substitute because it's incredibly expensive, but it's just a test. And if it works, I do have a plan for it next episode. However, the issue is we need more polonium and I think we don't have enough waste barrels. So let's install maybe a few more. And just to be incredibly honest with you, I hate this setup. I added 16 more barrels and that should be okay. I hope. And therefore we can get more polonium. We don't need to go that crazy. I have 8 pellets and that should be enough to get started. Okay, I do have the dashboard on top of our applied energistics terminal and the drive itself is over here. I did also make an importer as well as an exporter. What we want to do is that we want to import gold and uranium ore into the QIO network. Right? We just have to give it the frequency and set filters. And of course now if we go to the dashboard, we should be able to see it over here. Yes. Now that we have imported gold and uranium into the QIO network, we should be able to export it into the injecting factory. So if I put an exporter over here and give you a filter, will you export it? No. Oh, you need a channel. Sorry. Now you should work? Yes. It is a very expensive setup, but I actually like it for item management. We're going to use it a lot. Oh, and by the way, you might notice that the injecting factory is advanced and the rest are ultimate tiers. The thing is, once you put the ore inside the injecting factory, you will get 4 outputs. So this guy is processing 5 ores at the same time, but it's providing us with 20 outputs. And if you get a huge backlog, this is what happens. So this is why these guys can handle more. I literally just slept. Oh. Okay, I forgot that we have Astral Sorcery. Now that I remembered that we have Astral Sorcery in the pack, I was thinking that maybe I go and find a few temples, get a few constellation papers and get started. But the thing is, I went to a cold biome and I found something very interesting. Basically what I did is that I came to a frozen river and that is what I found. A lot of them. I'm actually not complaining because those guys drop dread shards and with that we can make dreadstone. Hello. We have to kill the leeches. They're the boss. Yeah, they spawn a lot. Although the main reason that we are here is to find constellation papers, so let's see if we can find something useful. Iron and glowstone. VCO. Nice. I was flying in the ice spikes biome and then I saw something. A mausoleum. And we do have a key. And just in case you did not know, the Leech Kings dropped the key. And we can just open it? Yes. Hello. Not the mob that I was looking for. I think the wisest decision is that we just break the spawners. We don't need them. So one very important thing, do not break the spawners, otherwise it will crash your game. You just have to deal with the mobs. That's it. But thankfully we have some friends who can deal with the mobs. The thing that I'm looking for is the Dragon Forge. We also have the constellation paper for Evorcio, as well as Dissidia, Avitus, and Armara. Okay, I think we're done with constellation papers. Another mausoleum. Next to a village. What is that? Oh, that's a basalt. Hello. You are a ghost. Aha. Never seen those guys before. The stupid amount of damage that we took drained my battery, so we have to go home really soon. I just want to raid one final temple, and that's it. We will deal with Astral Sorcery next episode, but before finishing today's video, there is one more thing that I want to do, and that is from Power. Since for the first time our battery failed us, I was thinking, do we have any methods of charging the items in our inventory wirelessly? Yes, we do have flux networks in the pack, but I was thinking maybe we can use Power because they have a player transmitter. Thankfully we do have everything from Power on auto crafting, so this should not be a huge issue. Although it seems that we have to start by making a player aerial pearl. Use a pearl on a zombie. Okay, is it possible to find the stupid zombie in this cave or no? Yes, there's 2 of them. Oh, we got it. Okay, you just have to right click. I have already ordered the capacitor, so making the highest tier one should not be an issue. Yeah, actually it is going to be an issue because I forgot how long this one takes. It's at 46%. Okay. Anyhow, we have the nitro transmitter. Also, it seems that in order to operate this guy, we are going to need a binding card, and if it's a normal one, it will only work in one dimension, and if we want to work across dimensions, we need to find an Enderman. This is a very weird mechanic. I'm just saying. Okay, we do have an Enderman. We just right click. Yes. So here's a quantum entangleporter, one player transmitter, and where does the card go? Here? No. Oh, right click to bind. Now you go in. Nice. The battery is charging, but I'm guessing we don't need that anymore. Next episode I want to try something with power, and I just remembered that we never automated the production of dry ice. And I do remember we had a slot for it, so this one is spirited, this one is ice. Okay. I was prepared. We will do the same thing that we have always done. We're going to extract one blue ice from one channel, and then we will only insert one into the energizing ore. We will do another one in the second channel, and we just need to extract it, right? And of course put it back inside the chest. Let's give it a test. So can you craft me like 4000 dry ice, or no? You should. Actually, for the ice we did not have to do that. We need to remove one of the channels and increase this one to 2. That's it. Yes, now it works, and it works super fast. Very good. Since next episode I'm going to make a lot of reactors from power, we need a lot of nitro crystals. I have no idea how much, but let us order like 500 of them and call it a day. Anyway guys, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.